Hello everyone, welcome back to another brand new video. Now, the one thing, in my opinion, GB Bikes has been missing is a British Superbike pack. If you don't know, British Superbikes basically are World Superbikes with no electronics. Bit fucking crazy, bit rogue, but that's why they're amazing. Javi, everyone's favourite Spanish modder of course, who made the SBK 22 pack, has released Bsb 23 today. Today's video, we're going to check it out and see how it's like. In fairness to him, he has all the current bikes on the grid, so two BMWs, the two different versions of the V4. I believe this is just an exhaust, this is different for this. I'm going to check just to be sure. I'm fairly sure he has the double wangers that you would see in Bsb. See, there it is, she is, and then you'd have the normal, more kind of conventional exhaust in the other one. But of course we're going to go with our own blood and sweat and tears. That is Jack Kennedy, the Irishman, of course, who was on the Marchain Yamaha last year. We're going to jump into a session that is up. I have yet to ride it. I don't know anything about it other than basically it's the same pack, probably with slightly different tires and no electronics. So yeah, let's see how it goes. So unfortunately there was a big lobby up at Donington, but unfortunately I was getting an error message. Basically I think the pit is full, so we've decided to come to the best track in the UK, and that of course is Brands Hatch. And of course we're still riding as our beloved Jack Kennedy on the R1, the Marchain R1 at that. Now, this mod pack, I knew it was coming. We've gotten the skins for it as well, so it was always kind of in the back of my mind that we probably would get an update. I thought, to be honest, it would be just an update to the SBK 22 pack and not a full mod release, but the fact he's released as a separate pack, I'd imagine he's put a bit of work into it. I imagine he's probably had to redo a small bit of stuff to kind of get it working a bit more like a bit more user friendly, because if you turn the ECU settings off on the SBK 22, for example, it became a bit of a pig. And so far this doesn't feel bad. Now I am riding it as if I'm in the wet. Oh, look at that wheelie down into hot turns we come. I am riding as if I'm wet, so very easily rolling on the throttle and just kind of keep myself out of them threes. But so far doesn't feel massively different to SBK 22, but it's not going to, as it's pretty much the same mod, and I guarantee a lot of it is similar, just with a bit of reworking. But the fact we have the mod is what is more impressive to me. So we're gonna just be a little bit careful here and see. We do have three power mappings. You can see there it's R1, 2 and 3, 1 being like flat out power, 3 being kind of a wet one, and 2 being a bit more of a conservative dry map. But one lap done, we haven't killed ourselves yet, and it is pretty rideable. Yeah, it doesn't. Oh my god, we're going straight on here. There is nothing immediately that stands out as wrong with it, so I'll start to try and take some liberties with it. In a second here, 136 from my opening out of the pits. They've low. Whoa, there we go, there we go. Now, the way that snap back in line, very nice looking. I like that. Didn't just come around me and again. So it does seem to kind of wants to come back in line. So that's an interesting thing to see from this mod, that it actually is. Again, we get on the power there, and she squirts a small bit and gives us a. Oh, and there she goes. Ow. So yeah, it definitely does bite. I was basically, for the first lap I was coasting. The first half of this lap I was trying to throw myself off, and then you can see there they're coming through. I'm not too sure what the corner name is. Dingledale Sterling's one of them. Basically, she bit me back, so it definitely is a bit of a handful. And again, if we're going to be considering this for a British Superbike Championship, you're going to be at Oulton Park, Brands Hatch, Donington, and not kill a lot of these questionable tracks at the best of times. So having a 250, 60 horsepower, oh, we're deep again. 250 or 60 horsepower Superbike with no electronics, well, we have adjustable engine braking, because that's more of a, it's not really an electronic assist example, it's more just controlling the way the engine is decelerating and stuff. Would that look nice again? So out of Druids there again, it does like to, if the road drops away, it does like to spin a small bit. Doesn't feel too bad. Again, I'm not too sure what he's changed exactly, but it isn't as wheelie happy as I thought it would be. I thought, to be fair, that I'd be able to adjust pretty quickly to the throttle and the lack of traction control, because again, it's kind of not a massive change to me in the way I ride. I'm not really changing too much. I'll just have to be a little bit more cautious, add a bit of lean, but it's the anti-wheelie that I thought would be a lot more of an issue for me, but so far it's not really. It just feels very well. Now again, I'm on probably the bike you'd want to be on if you're riding in BSB Yamaha, a bit more of a tame superbike, but also turns very well handled, stops quite nicely. I'd imagine if we get on, for example, a Honda or the BMW, that would probably feel a bit more of a handful, but I do want to see what can we get down to in terms of lap time, how realistic lap time. So I'm going to do probably 1 or 2 more laps and call it there for today's video, because I actually have another video on the GB bikes I need to edit and get up, so I am caught for time, but I definitely wanted to check this out. So we're going to do 27 there, and we're going to go straight on. So I'm going to go back to the pits and see what pole position was for BSB in 2023 at Brands Hatch. So 25.0 is what we're aiming for. Basically every Brands Hatch qualifying last year was wet, so I've gone off the fastest FP3 time I could find. I'm not gonna lie, that took me a lot longer than it should have. But yeah, the actual lap record in BSB is held from 2017 on here by a certain Josh Brooks, which is very interesting when I looked that up. Pretty strange. That's a 24 or something or other. I'm not too sure exactly. I think a low 24 it was, but 25.0 is what we need to achieve on this pack. So that is what we're going to try and achieve in this one. So we'll have a nice slow out lap, and then a build lap, and then a push lap. So this is our first attempt really at actually getting near the lap time. I must say on that first lap there again, it felt so good. The bike does slide, as we get that absolutely all wrong into Druids. It does slide and drift a bit, but it doesn't feel unrealistic and it doesn't feel too easy. And it does snap back if you take the piss with it, which is really nice. So our best lap is like a 26, I think, so we're going to need to find a good few seconds to get that. Well, good second and a bit to get down to the lap time. So we're going to see how hard or easy this is. Again, I am riding on an Xbox controller on a computer. This is going to be a lot easier for me than, for example, what Dan Ireland had to do on his V4 around here in the real life. So if I beat it by a couple of seconds, it's all down to be basically not having to worry about what happens if I light the rear up out of Hawthorns, for example. Thought I had balls at this last corner, but is this good enough for fast lap of last year? On Kennedy's R1, 26.4, fucking hell, we're miles off. What am I on about? Alright, we've one more lap at it. Gonna have to take some risks. We did make a balls of turn 2 on the last lap into a very difficult corner here. Get it sideways. Oh, it's in deep in here. I'm gonna make this mod very skill based, as I prove my lack of skill by massively getting that wrong. It's gonna be such a battle keeping it from keeping the front down. Really, I think is a real art on this mod. So we have about 1.4 to point. 0.7. Not enough. A double shift here on the last lap, so I should have a bit of time. Oh, it turned in too early. Yeah, and we're down. Yeah, that was a bit of foreshadowing there by pretty much calling that I called in too early. You know what, we'll give it one more lap because I was actually enjoying that. I love a bit of Brands Hatch on a superbike, so we're going to give it one more push lap, and yeah, you'll probably join me halfway through it when I'm a million seconds over. And that is what happens when you try and push. So I'm going to end it there because, again, like I am massively out of time at the moment, and I have so many other things to do. But I must say straight away, the feeling with this pack is very, very good. The one thing I always had an issue with Javi's 22 superbikes is I just felt like they were too easy. You could just ride the electronics, you could really kind of get away with murder on them. And this thing feels like a bit more of an animal. It fits more what I would believe like a BSB bike would ride like. So again, I am massively in fan of this, and just for the last couple of seconds we're going to ride in first person around this beautiful, beautiful Brands Hatch. And yeah, that's pretty much all for today. I will of course link the bike pack in the description, so try it out yourselves. Let me know in the comments what you think of it. Is it an improvement? Is it worse? Is it better? And yeah, also a bit of feedback for Javi as well if you want to leave a few comments, and probably if you're lucky you might see it, might even get a response from him, because I do know he does tune into some videos, and I suppose if he sees his mod he'll probably watch it. So if you are watching, Javi, thank you for this wonderful mod, and guys, I will see you all in a video very soon. Thanks for watching, see you in the next one.